Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into the unbelievable true story of a 4-pound Yorkshire Terrier who went from a muddy foxhole in New Guinea to becoming one of World War II's tiniest heroes, and the world's very first therapy dog. Meet Smoky, the little dog with a big heart. This is a story packed with courage, amazing tricks, and a legacy that will totally blow your mind. Our story begins in the jungles of New Guinea in early 1944. American soldiers clearing the area stumbled upon a small, scruffy Yorkshire Terrier hiding in an abandoned foxhole. No one knew where she'd come from. She didn't have a collar and didn't respond to Japanese commands, so her origins were a total mystery. Corporal William Bill Wynn, a photojournalist with the U.S. Army Air Forces, saw her and knew he had to have her. He bought her from another soldier for just 2 Australian pounds and officially adopted her as the unit's mascot. Smoky was incredibly small, weighing about 4 pounds and standing just 7 inches tall. She was so tiny she could fit inside a soldier's helmet, which quickly became an iconic image of her wartime persona. It's a picture that perfectly captures the contrast between the chaos of war and this tiny spark of life. But don't let her size fool you for a second. Smoky was tough. She flew on combat missions, survived dozens of air raids, and served right alongside the troops on the front lines. Corporal Wynn documented that she participated in 12 combat flights, survived over 100 air raids, and even weathered a typhoon in Okinawa. She was a seasoned veteran in a tiny package. One of the most famous anecdotes from Wynn, his memoirs, tells of a time they were on a transport ship. Smoky, riding in Wynn's pack near the ship's gunners, suddenly started barking and acting agitated. Moments later, incoming shells exploded right where they had been standing. Smoky had warned him just in time, likely saving him from serious injury or worse. And yes, the rumors are true. She even parachuted. According to Wynn, Smoky made at least one jump from about 30 feet, using a tiny, custom-made parachute. Can you imagine the sight? This little dog, floating down from the sky. She was credited with performing all sorts of stunts that absolutely amazed the troops, providing a much-needed morale boost in the toughest of times. But Smoky's single most famous wartime feat was the telegraph wire mission, a moment of ingenuity that saved time, lives, and an entire airfield. It happened during the Luzon campaign in the Philippines. The Signal Corps needed to run a telegraph wire through a 70-foot-long corrugated pipe. The pipe was only 8 inches wide and was half filled with dirt and sand. Normally, this would have been a dangerous, multi-day job. Men would have had to dig out the pipe, exposing themselves to enemy fire the entire time. It was a huge risk. But then, Corporal Wynn had an idea. He tied the telegraph wire to Smoky's collar, coaxed her into one end of the narrow pipe, and called to her from the other side. Without hesitation, she scrambled through the dark, tight space, pulling the wire with her. What would have taken days of risky labor was completed in just a few minutes. It's an incredible image. This tiny Yorkie doing the work of an engineer, saving dozens of ground crewmen from hours of dangerous work and ensuring the airfield remained operational. She saved lives simply by being herself, brave, curious, and incredibly well-trained. But Smoky's impact went far beyond her daring battlefield exploits. She made a different, perhaps even more profound, kind of impact. In July 1944, she began visiting wounded soldiers at the 233rd Station Hospital in New Guinea. Her gentle, cheerful presence had an immediate and powerful effect. She soothed troops suffering from injuries and battlefield trauma, eased their homesickness, and boosted morale across hospitals in the Pacific. Because of this pioneering work, she is widely credited as the world's first recorded therapy dog. After the war ended, Wynn brought Smoky back home with him to the United States, where she became a national celebrity. The Cleveland Press ran front-page photographs of her triumphant return. She toured hospitals and performed in shows, demonstrating hundreds of tricks on early television programs. She even performed incredible stunts like walking a tightrope blindfolded for special services and at veterans' hospitals, continuing her mission to bring joy to those who had served. Smoky lived a happy life with Win and his family in Cleveland until she passed away unexpectedly in 1957 at about 14 years old. Win, heartbroken, buried her in a World War II ammo box in the Rocky River Reservation, a final, loving tribute that underlines just how deeply she was cherished. Today, Smoky's legacy lives on in memorials and honors across the country. The most visible is the beautiful bronze sculpture at Cleveland Metropark's Rocky River Reservation, which was unveiled on Veterans Day in 2005. It sits directly above her final resting place and honors Smoky, the Yorkie Doodle Dandy, and the dogs of all wars. You can also find tributes to her in exhibits at the AKC Museum of the Dog, mentions at the National Museum of the U.S. Air Force, and recognitions from veterinary colleges. Awards have been named in her honor, and her story continues to be used to promote the incredible work of therapy and service dogs everywhere. Smoky's life is powerful proof that heroism truly does come in all sizes. A little dog found in a foxhole did more than just perform tricks. She boosted the spirits of an entire army, saved lives in very practical ways, and helped pioneer the idea that animals can be powerful healers for people. She was a true hero, through and through. If you enjoyed this incredible story, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. I'll be bringing you more amazing tales from history just like this one. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.